Here's the schedule on this thing. Kentucky, Texas State, a 5:30 tip time. Seton Hall, NC State, 7:30 tip time. USC, Delaware State, 12:30 tip time. Texas A&M, IUPUI, 1 o'clock tip time. Baylor, Hawaii, 5 o'clock tip time. Duke, Indiana State, 10 o'clock. Arizona, Oregon, 9:30. Kansas, Valpo, 1 o'clock. Gonzaga, Coastal Carolina, 1 o'clock. St. Mary's, Kansas State, 12. Texas, West Carolina, 2 o'clock. Washington, Southern Mississippi, 3 o'clock. Indiana, South Carolina, 3:30. UCLA, Louisiana Monroe, 9 o'clock. Arkansas, Winthrop, 3 o'clock. Stanford, Rider, 8 o'clock. Now let's move to the other side of the bracket. Louisville, Lipscomb, 1:30. Clemson, Illinois, 3:30. Syracuse, Ohio, 1:30. Rhode Island, Weber State, 1:30. Ohio State, Utah, 12:30. Michigan State, Sacred Heart, 1 o'clock. Auburn, Oklahoma, 3:30. Georgetown, League, 2 o'clock. North Carolina against Jacksonville State, 9:30. Davidson, Georgia Tech, 5:30. Tennessee, Cal State, Fullerton, 4:30. Mississippi State, Texas Southern, 7 o'clock. Alabama, Penn State, 1 o'clock. West Virginia, Columbia, 3 o'clock. UConn, George Washington, 6:30. Memphis, Georgia State, 3:30. And that leaves all up with the championship game on 8:30. And 8 o'clock and 6:30 are the Final Four games. So now let's just take a deep look in the bracket. See any final thoughts. Well, I think Kentucky's bracket's the toughest. I mean, you got Duke, who just won the ACC tournament. Kansas, who just won the Big 12 tournament. Kentucky won the SEC tournament. And Texas A&M, who's a pretty strong 4. I mean, that 5-12 upset possibility is definitely a possibility. Delaware State could beat USC. That's definite. Although Delaware State did lose to a horrible Nevada team this year. That Arizona-Oregon game, another fun one to watch. Like, it will be juicy. Like, so will that Seton Hall NC State game. That'll be a fun one to watch. In the end, who do I pick to come out of here? I'm gonna have to, as good as Kentucky is, I'm gonna go with Duke. Like Duke to beat Kansas in the Sweet 16, then beat Kentucky. I have Delaware State actually going all the way to the Sweet 16 before running into Kentucky, so I have to go with Duke there. Now let's move over down here. Gonzaga, their bracket's not too difficult. Washington did win the Pac-10 tournament. Beyond that, Stanford, UCLA, 3 of the top 4 seeds are Pac-10 teams, so 2 of them lost, so they proved they're beatable. Indiana, they haven't been as great. South Carolina probably should not have been in this field. They're 1 game above 500. They should not be in. Winthrop, another bubble team. I thought they should be in. They did. This bracket kind of looks very easy. I'm going to go with Gonzaga out of here. I have them beating Indiana in the regional final, who, despite not being too great, I think they have the right matchups to get to the Elite Eight. And Western Carolina can upset Texas, and maybe Southern Miss can beat Washington. A possible Gonzaga-St. Mary's rematch in round 2 will be interesting. Move over to this side of the bracket. Louisville, this is kind of it. Louisville, I think the nightmare matchup for them is Rhode Island in the Sweet 16. Rhode Island's a team that's Final Four good. They just won the A-10 tournament. They're playing with a ton of momentum. They are downright scary coming out of that A-10 tournament. I actually like Rhode Island to beat Louisville, and I actually have them going all the way to the Final Four. I have them beating Michigan State in the regional final. Utah, I think, takes on Ohio State. I like Oklahoma over Georgetown. I see a lot of upsets in the later rounds of this region. And I have Ohio beating Syracuse. How about that? And Illinois over Clemson. So I have to have Rhode Island. Now, final region. North Carolina. This is kind of a dull region. I have to go with the Tar Heels out of here. Cal State Fullerton, I have over Tennessee. That's a number 12-5 possibility. I haven't gone to the Sweet 16, even beating a Mississippi State team that hasn't been all that great. Penn State won the Big Ten tournament just to get in, but I think they drew a favorable matchup against Alabama, but then they'll run to press Virginia, which I think will be too much. West Virginia, I'd give the edge over Memphis, but I don't have them facing Memphis. I have them facing UConn, who I have taking down Memphis. UConn just won the Big East tournament. They're really on a roll. So, yeah, I have West Virginia, North Carolina over West Virginia to win that region. So the Final Four, I have North Carolina over Rhode Island, and I have Duke over Gonzaga, so I have Duke, Carolina for the title, with the Carolina Tar Heels winning the national title. But, you know, it's going to be a fun 3 weeks. See ya.